The Mermaid War had been brewing for centuries, ever since the first mermaids emerged from the depths of the ocean. The cause of the conflict was simple: control of the oceans. The mermaids were divided into two factions, the Neptune mermaids and the Poseidon mermaids. The Neptune mermaids were ruled by the beautiful and wise queen, Marina, and they believed that the oceans should be a place of peace and cooperation among all sea creatures. The Poseidon mermaids, on the other hand, were led by the ruthless and ambitious prince, Triton, and they believed that the oceans were meant to be conquered and ruled by the strongest mermaids. As the years passed, the tension between the two factions grew, and it seemed as if a war was inevitable. Finally, on a dark and stormy night, the Neptune mermaids received word that the Poseidon mermaids had attacked their underwater city, and the war had begun. The Neptune mermaids fought bravely, using their powerful voices and magical powers to fend off the enemy. But the Poseidon mermaids were fierce and relentless, and they seemed to have an endless supply of soldiers. As the battle raged on, it became clear that the Neptune mermaids were no match for the might of the Poseidon mermaids. Queen Marina knew that something had to be done to turn the tide of the war in their favor. As she sat in her chambers, deep in thought, a bolt of lightning struck the water outside her window. In that moment, a brilliant idea came to her. They would seek the help of the mermaids of the deep, a mysterious and powerful group of mermaids who lived in the darkest depths of the ocean. Queen Marina and her advisors set out on a perilous journey to find the mermaids of the deep, braving all manner of dangers and obstacles along the way. When they finally reached the mermaids' underwater city, they were greeted with skepticism and distrust. But Queen Marina was determined to win the mermaids of the deep over to her cause, and she used all of her charisma and persuasive skills to convince them to join the fight. In the end, the mermaids of the deep were won over by Marina's passion and conviction, and they agreed to join the Neptune mermaids in the war against the Poseidon mermaids. Together, the Neptune mermaids and the mermaids of the deep launched a surprise attack on the Poseidon mermaids, and the tide of the war finally turned. The Poseidon mermaids were defeated, and Triton was captured and brought before Queen Marina. As Triton stood before her, Queen Marina offered him a choice. He could join the Neptune mermaids in their quest for peace and cooperation, or he could be exiled from the oceans forever. Triton, seeing the wisdom of Marina's words, chose to join the Neptune mermaids, and the mermaid war came to an end. And so, the oceans were united under the rule of Queen Marina and the Neptune mermaids, and all sea creatures lived in harmony and prosperity. The mermaid war was but a distant memory, and the mermaids lived in peace and prosperity for many years to come.